This witness has known the defendant since he was just 2 years old. What she reveals about his childhood, years in CPS, powerful medications, and lifelong mental health struggles leaves the entire courtroom listening in silence. But will her emotional testimony be enough to convince the judge to choose rehabilitation over prison? Stay with us until the end. You won't believe what the judge says.
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Sarika Johnson.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Johnson. How do you know Robert?
I've been knowing Robert since he was 2 years old. He's actually my stepson.
And can you tell the court, how did you come to be Robert's stepmother?
I mean, his dad got married back in August 14th of 2010.
And what is Robert's father's name?
Robert Edward Owens.
Now, are you and Robert's father still together?
No.
Are you still involved in Robert's life?
Yes.
How so?
Robert, I still take care of his little sister and his grandson. I'm not his grandson, but his nephew, and also I'm personally basically like a mother figure.
And you said he was 2 when he came into your life, so has that been pretty much his only mother figure?
No, he's with his own mother, but he's also his mom when she had custody of him, so forth. But his dad and I were family friends, knew each other, so I knew about Robert. I remember when he first got his first tricycle and so forth.
So his biological mother has been in his life as well.
Correct, until he was 10.
What happened when he was 10?
She got the kids all. Her kids got removed from CPS custody.
So CPS ended up removing them from her home.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you had provided a letter at one of our previous court dates that the judge had an opportunity to review at the time. I want to talk about some of the things that are in that letter. After Robert got removed from his biological mother's home or her custody, did he come to live with y'all?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And describe for the judge what it was like raising Robert and the difficulties he was having after he came to your care.
Robert has having a lot of difficulties with being able to live. I've never seen a child not be able to go to sleep at night, not be able to wake up in the morning without being afraid that someone was going to come and take him and steal him. It was like he kept saying, they're going to come take us. My mama said they're going to come take us. And I never understood that. We had to sleep with the lights on. He was, because the CPS was ongoing with his other siblings, because I only had 2. The other 3 were still in the system. We had to follow everything that the doctor told us. So we were medicating Robert with medicines like clonidine, Calvade, Seroquel, Adderall, lithium, Abilify. He's made attempts to run in and out of traffic. He's having behavior issues in school. He jumped out of my car. He tried to jump off a bridge. He's had a lot of issues, and he was never medically stable, never mentally stable. And then on top of that, he got abused at school. One of his friends, not even a friend, a boy off the bus, followed him to the YMCA and raped him. So he's just been going through a lot, and it just saddens me that I'm even having to go through this, to see him go through this, because he hasn't had a break. He was homeless.
Let me just jump in a little bit, because you need to make sure it's question and answer. I appreciate you giving that information. That's what I was trying to get at. And let me ask you specifically. You mentioned some medications, right? Do you remember what some of his diagnoses were as far as the mental health goes?
Robert was diagnosed with, because he was such a kid, they did not diagnose him with bipolar, but they diagnosed him with a mood disorder because he was a kid. They said they couldn't diagnose him with that until he got 18. He had ADHD and he had episodes of seizures, but he never had one in our home because he had all these medicines on him. Yeah. We can never really tell if he was having a seizure or if he was just having an outburst because of being misdiagnosed and being overmedicated.
Yeah. But those medications you were giving him, those were from the instructions of the doctors and part of this, I'm guessing, the CPS plan.
Or rage, yes.
So, because of all of these issues he was going through, him acting out, did he get put in the juvenile system, juvenile detention?
He did.
Okay. And did that help matters?
he had issues in juvenile where they would put him in security and he would be having incidents where he was not okay because they never really truly was able to get him properly medicated. He was having episodes in there. He even used his feces and smeared it on the wall in there. I mean, he's just not have any type of stability when it comes to his mental health.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about recently, leading up to his most recent incarceration, the cases we're here for today. Had you been in contact with him at all leading up to that?
Yes, Robert had actually, we had a conversation, I think about in August or September this year, where he wanted to call CPS on his grandmother because his grandmother was letting his older brother, which was molesting him, had raped him, continue to molest his older brother, his younger brother. They're older now, but he called the Dope Detective Services on him because of it. And he wanted to know, Mom, why is he continue to keep doing this to us?
Yeah. What about conversations about like his living situation, like his personal life?
Right. So he was talking to this girl, and he had his own place, and she had her own place. I was like, "That's good, Robert. I'm glad you had your own place, and you're doing good. You're working." He said, "Yeah, Mom, I got a job. I got a car. I'm doing good for myself." I was so proud of him because it's like we do so much. And then all of a sudden, he was like, "Yeah, Mom, I gave up my place to move in with her to help her with her kids and her bills."
And then this happened a few weeks later, I'm guessing. Okay. And obviously Robert has pled, he's taking responsibility for what he did. So I don't want to get into that necessarily, but what I want to ask you about is this. Were you aware that at the time, around this time, he had stopped taking his medication?
Well, actually, Robert, he went into the next hospital to get medicated, and he kept trying to he didn't have enough insurance so that he never got his Social Security restarted, so that way he can get the Medicaid, so that way he can get to his psychiatrist. So I didn't know he had stopped taking his medicine. I just knew that he was not properly medicated because he said that he didn't have any insurance to cover.
Yeah. So the judge obviously has a decision she's going to make regarding whether or not to send Robert to prison or to give him probation. And Robert's never been to prison before, has he?
No.
Okay. And knowing Robert since he was 2 years old and seeing what he's gone through, either being with CPS, juvenile detention, now as an adult, do you believe that he could be rehabilitated if he goes to sort of inpatient treatment or some sort of structured program through probation?
I believe that Robert wants more for himself because going through all the things that he's going through and the steps that he's made to build himself up, getting a job, getting his own place, trying to go back to school to get his GED, doing those things shows me that he wants to do more. And then I'm always encouraging him. We're always trying to say, good job, congratulations, you did good.
Yeah.
Keep going forward. And the fact that he even went to the next hospital to get help and assistance, lets me know that he wants more for himself. He wants to be better. He wants to be able to have a good life because he hasn't had once. He's been struggling his whole childhood.
Yeah. And I think you had mentioned to me even while he's been in the jail, when he's talked to you, he has said things to his effect as well. Is that true?
Yes, I had to call in and report that he had attempted to say he felt like he was suicidal and that he was having seizures and that his head was hurting him. So I called into mental health and they did a 72-hour hold, but I never heard anything about him being properly medicated or diagnosed or looked into while he was incarcerated.
Regarding if he is getting probation, are you here in San Antonio?
I am.
Okay. And you said he still take care of his youngest sister or younger sister?
His sister has her own place, but I
help the grandkid, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Would you be able to support Robert if he was able to get probation?
I would be able to financially provide him a home, because I currently have moved on into another relationship and I have my own situation there, so I would be able to provide him with a home and I'll be able to continue to provide the support and sisters that be here for me and support me.
And I know he also has a grandmother he cares about a lot, right? And is she well? Is she not well? I was told that she might be might be sick. Is that true? No? Okay, never mind.
It's I know the most recent thing that I've heard is that his mom is in a hospital and she's in this and she's really sick.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is, besides yourself, does he have other people who can support him? Not just financially, not about financially
He
necessarily,
has
but
a godfather that communicates with him, was helping him, providing with commissary while he was locked up.
and he has a brother, I think, too,
And
right?
he has that's been helping him as well.
I passed with this judge.
State.
Yes. Hi, Ms. Johnson. How are you? I'm good. Okay, so I just have a few questions for you. I'm Ashley Jones, the prosecutor in this case, and you understand that it's my job to look out not only for the complainant and victim's safety, but also for safety for him, right? Which includes you. Okay? Are you aware that Robert has 7 open cases with me right now? Yes, I am. Are you aware that 4 of them are assaultive offenses or harassing offenses? Are you talking about besides the one that he was incarcerated? Yeah. So are you aware that he's accused of assaulting 2 officers? Yes. And then also the complainant for this case that we are discussing. Yes. And then you're also aware that he's alleged to have been harassed. That's it. I did not know that. And would you agree with me that if somebody would leave somebody alone, that behavior needs to be stopped? Yes. And would you say 453 phone calls in a 8-month period is a lot of phone calls? Yes. Especially when that contact has been requested to stop. So I'm not quite sure about the contact being requested to be stopped. How did you find out about this case where he's alleged or something? Oh, I pulled it up. Okay. So what I do is that I check on to see how they're doing, and his sister as well. I go to portalbear.org to see if they're needing, like, if there's anything that's going on with them in their lives, because they don't tell me everything. Sure. So I'll look it up, and I do it for all my family members. Are you aware that part of the facts here in this case is that Robert choked him to death? I saw that was one of the charges. Do you think he should take responsibility for that action? I heard that he already did. Do you think there are consequences to actions? I believe so. And do you think people should be faced with consequences? I understand you, yes.
Nothing further, Judge.
No question if
Yes,
there's
Judge.
no objection.
No objections.
All right. So you mentioned that he had a place to live and then he moved the complainant into his place. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. What happened is that he had a place to live and she needed assistance with her place, so he gave up his apartment and moved in with her to help her.
Okay. All right. I just wanted that to be clear in my mind.
Yes, because he had previously had an apartment on his own when someone broke into his home and robbed him. And so he ended up getting another place. And then he was like, "We're doing good, Mom. I got this girl, da da da." And I told him then, I said, "Are you getting the mental health that you need?" He said, "Yes, ma'am." I went into the mix, and that's when I found out about the mix. And I told him, I said, "You need to follow up with your Social Security so that way you can stay stable on your medicine." He says, "Yes, ma'am, I did." And he says, "Yes, ma'am."
And I can tell you, Child Protective Services, usually with children, they're placed on a lot of medications and nobody ever asks for a second opinion. When I was an attorney representing children, I always asked for a second opinion.
And we did.
And people didn't want to do it, but I said, hey, if this were your child, you get a second opinion.
So we did. And they told us, we get them out of, we go into a rage and they'll put them on different medicines. And they told them, give them 30 days.
And how old was he when they put him on lithium?
He was like 11.
Yeah, that shouldn't be done. Lithium is usually last resort.
Yeah, and he made us check his blood. He would give blood work for him like once a month to make sure that he was stable.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know and giving me some insight. All right. Thank you.
What do you think? Should someone with a traumatic past and severe mental health struggles be given another chance? Or should the law come first? Share your opinion in the comments below. And if you enjoy real, unfiltered courtroom moments with powerful stories behind every case, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us for more courtroom videos you won't find anywhere else.